Okay, brilliant. Yes, no stranger to the show. Going to introduce a local act to my program. We have Jack Goodall joining me on my show. Finally, got you on here on the good old Zoom call. How are we doing today?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, you well?
Yeah, keeping well and exciting times because you're just about to drop a new single called Victims just before Christmas as well.
Yeah, it's not a Christmas song, but I've been working on stuff for a while. And in the new year, there's an album coming out in I think it should be March. So this is like a taster for that.
Great. So this is a lead up to a new EP in the new year, LP.
New album, yeah.
New album, right? And was it quite difficult to put in the window for this single, like release date? Because it's a funny date to release a single.
Well, I hadn't thought of it as a funny date to release it because I've been working on stuff for a long time. So it's just a sort of continuation of things that I've released over this year, building towards the next, really.
Ah, fair dues. Yeah, no time like the
And I
present
always work
anyway.
on stuff around this time of year for some reason. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because it gets colder and darker overnight, so I always want to be working on something myself. Yeah.
Understand. Yeah. And you're a solo artist as well for some of them, for listeners who haven't heard my interview with you before, but you've also worked with a band as well.
Yeah, so I used to work with the Kick, which was a more of a shared thing. And I've got people playing with me now, but it's really more my project now,
Yeah.
instead of having a group of people work on it. But ironically, there's more different musicians on what with the new album than ever before.
Great. And I notice on the background there you got a few guitars. So you're a guitarist in your own right as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I sometimes play with other people as well, David Freya and Karen Swan.
Mm,
Um, yeah, and I've played with other bands as well in the past. Um,
great. Do you do like open mic nights as well?
I used to, yeah. My friend Dom hosts one in Celio,
Yeah.
which is like I think people from the audience get up and play as well there, and yeah, it's quite lively actually. So that was the
Oh,
last one. Yeah,
oh, that's nice. And also you
what's it called? The
based.
Bristol Pair, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I know the pair. I played there myself a few times. That's upstairs in the Avenue, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
good venue. Would you like to see like more venues in like South Birmingham? There's only like a handful, isn't there, at the moment?
Yeah, it's South Birmingham's not too bad. I think there's still quite a lot of the old venues. It doesn't seem to be as threatened by closure as some of the rest of the country.
Hmm.
Um, so no, I think it's quite a good scene here. I'd like to see more places that are accessible in the in the city centre and Digbeth, because they've got the venues, but the best sort of setup for up and coming bands or bands that want to put their own shows on seems to be near where
Hmm.
I live here, South Birmingham. Places
Yes,
like the Hare and
yeah, yeah.
Dark Horse and yeah.
What's that one going up towards Balsall Heath? There's one there. It's quite a popular one.
Castle and Falcon.
Yeah, that's the one. You got it. You got it.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I've only been there once. Saw Griff Reese there. That was very good.
Ah,
Yeah.
cool. Gonna ask you as well on this new single as well. You recorded it in your in Birmingham as well, and also Walsall as well.
Yeah, that's in the studio of the drummer Jack Bowles. And do you know Thomas Atlas?
The name is familiar, but I don't know him personally.
Yeah, Tom Walker was his real name.
Uh,
Thomas Atlas is his stage name. Um, and he's the engineer of it, and he works there as well, and he's ever so good. But yeah, he's a great guitarist in his own right, and he engineered it. So
hmm.
that's their setup in Warsaw, which though it isn't well known as a studio, it's certainly one of the best.
Yeah. Is Rich Bitch Studio still going, or is that under a different name now?
It's called RB now. I
Ah.
think the ownership changed because it was I don't know enough. I've only been there once, I think, but
Hmm.
I think it was a conglomeration of two names or something. So maybe
Hmm.
nowadays it's taken on different owners, so they've changed the name. Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. And on Victims as well, I better ask you what the song entails, what it's about as well, the meaning behind it.
yeah. Oh, I don't know about that. Sometimes when I go to explain a song, it gets more confusing the more I talk about
Yeah.
it. So there's not um, some some people. It's about the perception of what it is to be a victim, I suppose. That's some of it.
Hmm.
Whether that's foisted on people or whether they decide it themselves or whether people really have
Yeah.
a choice depends.
That's a good thing
Yeah,
about music, that the listener can decide how they interpret the song.
yeah, yeah. But I often don't feel like when I write something, oh, this is I want to explain something, or sometimes it seems to just take me wherever it will.
Sure. Do you have any like shows coming up that you may like to tell us about?
Yeah, playing at the Hare and Hounds on the 22nd of December.
Right.
Uh, that's the last one of this year. And then next year we've got shows in Fairfield, where I'm originally from, Bromsgrove, Newport and Cardiff, um, Amersham, which I've never been to, somewhere
Oh,
near London.
sounds like Surrey way.
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, and what's the other one? And Tewkesbury, not too far away. Yeah,
Do you
and I've
like
got my website up and running,
yeah,
so
great. You better tell us that then.
find all that.
What's that website?
It's just jackgoodall.com.
Cool. And
Pretty
do you
good.
like being on the road, traveling? Do you
I
mind
love
that at
it.
all?
I love it, and but I don't drive myself,
Oh
so
wow.
maybe that would be uh, maybe I'd like it less if I was the one doing the work. I'm not sure, but yeah, I usually when we travel about playing, I get home and think, right, let's do that again, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm always looking for
you're in the
gigs.
same boat as me. Dilemma,
Yeah,
not driving. Do you have to ever go to gigs like in a taxi and you have to like take your instruments?
sometimes, yeah,
Mm.
but yeah, I usually be too far away to do that. I did play in Ireland one time, and we took a taxi from Dublin to what was it called, Ballymote, I think, in Sligo. So there was three of us in the band and our friends, so it was a shared expense, and it was worth it. It
Yeah.
was really good. But that's the longest, that's the furthest I've probably gone up, right to the top of Ireland
Yeah. It's
in
good to
Dublin.
know someone who drives as well. Helpful
Oh yeah,
to jump on the lift.
yeah. Maybe one day I will.
Yeah. We're not missing much. There's a lot of morons on the road, so to speak, at the moment. It's
Oh yeah, Birmingham's
um
known for it.
and obviously you're an independent artist. Do you enjoy that aspect of being like free and creative, your own boss?
Yeah, largely, yeah. It'd be good if someone could help me with getting the records out there and promotion wise. But I'm having more success doing things on my own back at the moment than ever before. So that's good. It's always a gradual thing, but
Mm.
it feels like building up all the contacts and what have you, people like yourself,
Yeah.
and sending the music out there. So yeah, it seems to be working better now.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
spirit.
ultimately, do you feel the gigs are like your gold dust? Is it do you find that when you play live music, that's what it's all about, essentially?
I like recording, and I mean I love playing live and I love the atmosphere. But I'm very happy working in the studio and experimenting with sound, and that's the thing that I probably cherish over everything else. Actually,
Wow, that's interesting. I suppose you've got to have the ammunition from in the recording studio to perform on stage first, anyway.
yeah, yeah. Well, I like performing, but I love
Mm.
songwriting and arranging songs, working with other people, and yeah, there's a lot of freedom in the studio to do stuff that isn't all about just entertaining, but is crafting a sound, which is interesting. But I
That's
know some
cool.
people can get what they call it, red light fever or something. It starts recording and they get nervous and um, but yeah, I don't. I
Mm,
love it.
mm. Do you have a dream venue to play in Birmingham, or have you already fulfilled that? So, like the O2 or the Sunflower Lounge.
Yeah, I played most places in Birmingham. I can't.
What about the Flapper? Is it the Flapper? Is it by the canal side
Yeah,
there?
yeah. No, I can't think of anywhere else that I haven't played
Mm,
that would be um a goal.
mm,
I'm sure there's lots of places. I can't think of anywhere in
no.
Birmingham. I love the town hall. Played there once. It'd be good to do there again.
Mm. Oh, it's a beautiful
Uh,
venue, that is, isn't it? It's good to see the art gallery reopened as well. With the
yeah,
tea rooms as well.
yeah. It's nice. And
And
I love the symphony hall's great, but not so much for rock music or whatever you call my music. Um, I remember they were trying to book Chic there, and they offered him. Chic got in touch and said, "Yeah, for £1 million."
ooh.
So clearly, but everyone would be sat down, wouldn't they, in the symphony hall? It's not really the right sort of venue for that.
Yeah, I know with Chic, he gets everyone on their feet to sit in Nile Rodgers. He gets everyone dancing.
Yeah, yeah, it'd
You
be
wouldn't want
great
to be,
to see, but
yeah,
maybe not
yeah,
the symphony hall.
yeah. I was going to ask you, do you write for other musicians as well? Like say, like you pen a song and do you give that song to other artists?
Um, I've written with people, and I played in a band in Canada called The Hoop, and I wrote some songs that they did when I was with them, but also when they weren't. So I suppose
Hmm.
kind of.
Yeah. And listening to Victims, I know I keep toing and froing, but would you say it's quite funky, groovy in places?
Well, that's it's inspired probably the most by Grace Jones. So slave to the rhythm kind of thing, but then it doesn't sound like that. So it came out,
Oh,
still
cool.
not
Um,
not too close, but that was the kind of feel I was going for.
yeah.
Yeah.
And would you like to just add anything that I may not have covered in this interview, like, that you may just like to say?
Uh, I can't. No, I can't. I could just say, yeah, thanks for supporting
Yeah.
my music again, and people as well, like my friends with
Yeah.
like Finger Mix, and I know you play
Yeah.
some of his records and remixes.
Yeah. And
So
of
you've
course, better tell the listener to check out your new single Victims. It's out on the 20th of December.
on the 20th, and that'll be all the usual streaming
Mm.
places. Yeah. So
Righty-ho, yeah. Thank you very much for joining me on today's show, Jack. And
thank you.
we'll give the listener a preview of Victims now, right for
Great.
them at this moment. All right then, Jack, and best of luck with everything. And we'll probably check in with you in the new year sometime. All right.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
No
See you, Danny.
worries. See you later.